Don't think healthcare professionals have any business experience? Think again. No topic is off limits as we share tales from our brave hosts who will always tell it like it is. We are #NoFilterHealthcare. Here to guide you through your healthcare journey are your hosts, Taylor Dunn and Tamara Donda. We want to thank our sponsor, Uptime Health, the leading healthcare equipment and compliance management software company, for bringing this podcast to fruition. Visit uptimehealth.com to learn more. Let's get started.
Welcome to #NoFilterHealthcare. I'm your co-host, Taylor Dunn.
And I'm your other co-host, Tamara Donda. And today we have guest speaker, Dr. James Younger, the founder and CEO of TempStars.
Welcome to the podcast, James.
Thanks, guys. Great to be here. And I appreciate having me on. I was really looking forward to this.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you on today's episode, and definitely love having someone representing Canada. That's great. Which technically I don't think I'm Canadian technically, but my mom was born in Montreal, if that means anything. So
That's good enough for me. That passes.
So, we love to just get right into it and have you tell us a little bit about yourself and, what made you decide to start TempStars.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. And let me just also say it's been great getting to know you and Uptime and helping dental offices keep their offices up and running with their equipment and things like that. I think you guys are just providing a fantastic service. So thanks for having me on for this. Yeah. So I'm a practicing dentist. I've been a dentist, I guess, for 22 years now. I practice still 1 day a week at a mental health hospital. And back in 2015, I just had a problem at my office where I was having trouble finding a temporary hygienist. And it was really unpredictable and expensive and that sort of thing. And I thought, you should be able to do this on your phone somehow or through the internet. And so that's kind of how I came up with the idea. And it was before Uber was in Canada, or at least in Toronto. So I hadn't even heard of Uber. But as I was telling people, they said, oh, that's kind of like Uber, but for dental offices. So anyways, I just went to Staples and I literally bought a bunch of crayons and started drawing iPhone screens to kind of figure out how this thing would work with arrows going to different pages and things like that. Came up with the first iteration back in 2016, scrapped that entire thing after a year of work, started back from the beginning, taught myself full stack web app development, database architecture, rapid prototyping, that sort of thing, and then launched the second version that everybody heard about. I guess it would have been in 2017, and originally just for temping hygienists, but then as we started to grow, then there was a lot of questions about, what about dental assistants? So we added dental assistants. Then what about hiring? So we added hiring. And, fast forward a couple of years, and in Canada right now, we're just by far the largest and top rated service. And we have over 16,000 dental hygienists and assistants and over 5,000, maybe 5,500 dental offices. And then towards the middle of last year, we were getting a lot of inquiries from cities and, dental professionals in the US from different cities saying, oh, we heard about TempStars. Are you coming to our city? And when will you be able to help us and that sort of thing? And so we launched in 7 cities in, I guess, August or September of 2021. We're in Boston, Chicago, Nashville, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Scottsdale, and Phoenix. And and so really it's been great. We're getting even, faster than we hoped, sort of membership growth and traction and just really enthusiastic, positive feedback as we're kind of bringing our style of providing the service and our values to the service and our customer service and our fair pricing and all of that sort of thing. So so that's kind of what's been doing it. And I love practicing dentistry, so I still keep my hands helping people and doing the clinical dentistry, but TempStars is what I do most of the time.
I love to hear how companies start out, and it's kind of crazy to think, where you came from with this company, the idea you had and how it built up, and here you are today with, just like you said, you're so successful in Canada, and here you are growing into the US. I want to say congratulations to you. That's amazing. I love it.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. And, it's a lot of hard work, but it's the kind that excites me. From the early days, it was just me and my laptop and a coder 5 hours a week in the Ukraine. And that was, and some people have said to me, oh, I wish I had that idea. And I said, if you knew what it took to make this happen, you thank the Lord you didn't get this idea. Because if you're not super, super passionate about it, there's a lot of opportunities to fold it up. But no, it just really excites me and keeps me going.
So, one thing about your business is that in order to be successful, you have to have not only the dental offices that you're staffing, but also the temp staff be happy. So, at Uptime Health, on a daily basis, we see how equipment and quality control are consistently mismanaged, which in turn, it upsets the staff. So, one of the things I'm curious to know about is how are you ensuring that offices that you're staffing have the proper safety and environmental protocols in place? And, I know this is a hard question to answer, but that's why we're called #NoFilter Healthcare Podcast. So, I think it's important for dental offices to hear how staff are being put off and don't want to support their facility. And, if they aren't properly maintaining the equipment and tools that are needed to treat patients. So I just love to hear your thoughts on how you're doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great question. And so we handle it a few different ways. And if I talk about our core values and the perspective and the way we approach things is, even though I'm a practicing dentist, I fully value and respect all dental professionals. So it's not, we don't favor the side of a dental office. We don't favor the side of dental hygienists and assistants. We're just all about supporting and setting dental professionals up for success, helping people be happier at work and making happy matches and that sort of thing. So part of that is that at the end of each, say, temping shift, the hygienist or assistant is asked, how happy would you be to work at this office again? And they can say very happy, happy, or unhappy. And similarly, the dental office is asked, how happy would you be to have this person work at your office again? And they can say very happy, happy, or unhappy. And so over time, and we're going to surpass 100,000 temping shifts this year. So if you can imagine, we have all this information and relative information about dental offices, dental hygienists, dental assistants, and dental hygienists. So from the dental office standpoint, we know, okay, well, here's an office that is consistently getting unhappy ratings. And so sometimes we can get that feedback and we can say, look, your office is not a place that people generally want to go to work for temping shifts, because the common theme here is your equipment isn't working properly, your tools are old, nothing's sharp, and all of those sorts of things. So we can provide that feedback to the dental offices to say, this is not only affecting your ability to find good people to temp for shifts at your office, but it might also impact your ability to find and hire great people. And especially in today's job market, and we know the job market's a little crazy right now, and great people are hard to find and hire and retain and that sort of thing. And there's even a kind of a job market competitive advantage to be known as an office that's got properly maintained and running equipment and good tools and good instruments and things like that. And so that's fundamental to it. And it's also funny you ask today, because we are just building a feature, and knowing how important that is as a topic for hygienists and assistants to work in an office, we're expanding that little survey beyond saying, how happy would you be to work here again? We're actually building it out a little bit more to say, would you endorse this office as, and we've got 3 categories. One of them is having PPE and infection control protocols that meet or exceed the state or provincial guidelines. One is has good tools and instruments and equipment, and the other one has a friendly staff and team, and it's a friendly office to work at. And it's not a rating system, and it's not as if somebody said, it's not a yes or no. It's just, would you say you would endorse this? And for us on the side of hygienists and assistants, it gives them that extra level of confidence to know, oh, someone has gone in here and worked here. They've experienced this environment, this office, and they say, oh, they have good equipment and tools here, or this is a friendly office. Or so we don't have the opposite where they say, if they don't say yes, there's no frowny face that says this is a mean office or anything like that. But it's just an opportunity to build trust and transparency for the connections for the people going in for those shifts. And so even that, the office that has endorsements for good equipment, good supplies, and instruments and tools and things like that, they'll have a better time also finding and retaining people for temping shifts and permanent hiring.
Yeah, I think that's great that you guys are doing that. And what a unique way to be able to endorse rather than rate. I love that idea. I think that's such a great way to really have the support for everyone that's looking to work there or temporarily.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, one of the reasons we approach things that way is dental offices have enough reviews to worry about, right? They have enough public star ratings on 10 different platforms to kind of manage, and reputation management and things like that. And we didn't want them worrying about having to be like that, as much as we just want to build this trust and transparency about, if someone's going to work at the office, what's a reasonable expectation that they can have if they're going into the office, and what are some upsides about working at that office and that sort of thing.
And it's interesting that you talk about reviews, right? From a marketing perspective, for me, reviews obviously help, gain customer attraction, credibility, value, trust, all the really important things. But, when I was learning about you and your business, it was really amazing to see all of these reviews about your platform and just how easily accessible it is and all the opportunities that, some of these dental hygienists have had utilizing your platform. So, how do you continue to keep that relationship going on both sides, right? On the dentist side, right, in their office, and then also on the hygienist side. It's really interesting to see that you are doing very well with that.
Well, I appreciate that, and honestly, as our Google reviews grow and we get great feedback and comments, it really energizes our whole team. And even every once in a while, if we get a negative feedback, we don't get defensive about it. We just say, first of all, what's the issue here, and is it something we could have solved earlier on? Is there an improvement we could make to our service? Does this person have a valid concern that we need to revisit how we're doing things? And sometimes we just end up getting a review from somebody who wasn't a fit for our platform, and and that's part of it too. We're considerate, diligent, firm, and understanding are the key words to our community, what I call our community management, right? Because we take a holistic approach to our membership. It's not about us. It's not about our placement fee. Dental professionals aren't there for us. We're there for them. And we have to, and very early on, we realize that if there's, say, a dental office that's providing a bad experience to dental hygienists and dental assistants, well, we know that if this dental office is providing a poor experience and a hygienist or assistant decides not to use our platform because of it, and that's a great hygienist or assistant, and they stop using TempStars, well, that stops other great offices from booking shifts with that person. And then the flip side of the coin is the same, where if there's a hygienist or dental assistant that is showing a pattern and track record of canceling shifts, or their reliability is not what it normally is for our membership, or if they're getting a consistent track record of bad reviews, well, that affects the entire membership, because if a dental office stops using TempStars because of a hygienist or assistant, that affects every other hygienist or assistant who might have otherwise booked shifts there. So we really think about holistically, what's the best way to manage and maintain the health and grow our membership with all of those considerations. And so it takes firmness, and sometimes in Google reviews and with that as a value, sometimes I take a punch in the stomach because we're firm about it. We say, look, you might have to come back in 6 months. Maybe this isn't a good time for you. Or you're causing a lot of problems at dental offices, and I'm afraid this isn't a good fit for you, things like that. So we have to be firm, respectful, and considerate, because everybody's a dental professional. But sometimes we have to say, this isn't a match for you. And then sometimes we kind of take it on the chin in social media or on a Google review every once in a while. And that's just par for the course for caring so much about maintaining a membership and the health of the membership, and really taking a holistic approach to making sure that the people who trust and rely on us to support themselves and their families have the most opportunities they can have to book shifts and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's honestly very interesting to see the way that you all handle yourselves. I see it, just because from me going through reviews for other companies, and I'm responding or helping them, respond. And so the way that you guys are applying your messaging, it's very approachable. I feel like every response you have a reason for that response, and it's truly valuable from a user perspective to see that. So, one of the biggest things too, when we talk about reviews and all the amazing things that you guys are doing, I'm just curious how you're applying marketing strategies, right? Because there are tons of other, sort of businesses that do some things, that you do. So kind of what sets you all apart from the rest?
Yeah, and I would say if it would kind of fall into two categories, I think. So one of them is what fundamentally drives us as a team, and what are our values, and what is our vision and our mission. And as much as those are business buzzwords, they're really authentic and genuine to what propels us forward and helps us make decisions. So when we say we're here for dental professionals and we make decisions in the best interest of the community of dental professionals, whether it's office managers, dental office owners, hygienists, and assistants, we're trying to figure out and solve the problem of how do we get everybody getting happy matches and happier at work and things like that. So that drives us. and again, so talking about the culture of our team, which I think it is a distinct advantage, is we never subscribe to sometimes that kind of divisive conversation that can happen in dentistry, or the us versus them type of. Not only are we not engaging in that, we actively try to speak out against that and say, look, we're in this together. We're dental professionals. Everybody deserves to be treated with respect and consideration, and that sort of thing. So fundamentally, that's kind of what drives us and helps us make our decisions. But then on the other side of things is just the mechanics and fundamentals of our policies, right? And so, because it's great to have great intentions, but what if you aren't that great of a service, or you have these prices or policies that just don't make any sense? And so along that line of what propels us is the idea that, one, we don't charge any hiring fees. So even the best hygienist or a dental assistant can go and work at a dental office. The office has an opening. They say, you want a job? And the hygienist or assistant says, yeah, I'll take a job. And you don't even have to tell us. And so we don't take any commission or finder's fee or $8,000 for that or anything like that. We're just happy to make the good match. Our placement fee is only $38 for a completed temping shift. There's no ongoing subscriptions. There's no sign-up fees. There's just only when we've done our job well is our placement fee collected, and it's only $38. And so it's just a one-off each time. So there's no commitments that way. From the hygienist and dental assisting side, we have a short notice cancellation policy so that if the office cancels short notice, you still get compensated for your time and the missed opportunity cost. We have a payment guarantee where, again, we're going to be surpassing 100,000 temping shifts and every single person's gotten paid. So nobody has to chase offices around. We make sure people get paid. And so that just kind of helps to solve a lot of those problems that inherently go with the experience of temping sort of thing. We've approached it that way. And so the other thing we just even heard recently about the no hiring fee, you think, well, that's great for dental offices, but we're learning it's also high hiring fees also gives pause to dental hygienists and assistants to work for a service that charges those high fees. Because what if they find an office they like, but then the office is saying, I'm sorry, I can't hire you. I'm not paying the temping service $8,000 to offer you a job, kind of thing. So we just really try to aim our solutions that are fair, and we serve in the dental community, and we're not outside business people that are just trying to make a profit of it. We say, how do we come up with a solution and provide value first, and then we build a good growth model.
And it's obvious that growth model is working, so props to you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm just thrilled how things have been going.
And I think it's very apparent that it comes from you have a passion for this. This is your industry. This is what you do for a living, and so you can relate completely to these dental offices. And so I think that's what also makes a huge difference. Is yes, this is a business, but this is something that you truly have a passion for and are just trying to solve one of the biggest problems going on right now across all healthcare. So
yeah, absolutely. And again, nothing that we say or do is just put it on a poster and hang it on the wall and hope everyone does it kind of thing. Like I believe authentically in all the things we're trying to do, and luckily I've been able to surround myself with a team that also is super passionate about all the same things too. So that's kind of what kind of keeps us going. And I can't believe I stumbled into something like this that just hits every one of my buttons. That I love computers, I love technology, I'm a huge math nerd, I love dentistry, I love dental professionals. And so, yeah, I just
you
feel
were matched as well.
Yeah, this is your thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And just right in my wheelhouse of all these things that excite me.
Well, it's been really great to have you on today's episode. I feel like Tamara and I learned so much about not only TempStars and what you guys are doing, but just the staffing industry in general. I mean, we know it's a huge crisis, like I said, right now in healthcare. So it's great to see a company like yours providing opportunities to dental offices and also to staff that, require the flexibility of a temporary position. So if you'd like to learn more about TempStars, make sure you visit TempStars.com and subscribe to our podcast and comment below if you have any questions for us. Thank you, James.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for your time, guys. It's been really great.